Hi, and welcome to Gateway to Graduation, everything you need to know about applying for graduation at the University of Houston downtown. First, we want to say congratulations. Reaching this final milestone is such a huge accomplishment, and we're so proud of everything that you've worked for and everything that you've achieved. But we know in order to get that big day, there's a lot of things that we need to take care of to make sure that that day runs smoothly. This presentation today will go over a few of those things, as well as cover some important things about the graduation ceremony, just details we want you to be aware of as you move through the semester before we get to the ceremony at the end of the semester. So buckle in, we have a lot of things to go over. If you haven't already, we strongly recommend connecting with us on social media. It's a great way for you to learn details and information about what's going on, not only with the registrar's office, but as well as with our commencement ceremony. For example, we don't know the final date and time and location of this ceremony yet, but as soon as we know those details, we'll definitely be updating them on our website, as well as on our Instagram homepage. So definitely give us a follow. Great way to stay up to date about what's going on with commencement, as well as any other important graduation related activities. So obviously the first step to getting to graduation is applying for graduation. If you haven't already, you definitely want to apply for graduation before the deadline. The deadline for fall 2024 is September 4th, so that's definitely coming up soon. You apply online through your My UHD 2.0 portal through your academics tab. If you need more details and more information and instructions about how to apply for graduation, you can find all of those on our registrar's office website. So definitely check that out. If you miss the graduation application deadline for whatever reason, definitely get in touch with your academic success coordinator to discuss next steps. There is an option for a late graduation application, but ideally, you want to apply before the deadline of September 4th. We really want to make sure that you are applying on time and for the semester you're going to be graduating, because it does cost $50 to apply for graduation. Those fees, especially too, are non-refundable. So if, for example, you apply for the fall semester, but really you're not going to be able to graduate until spring, you would have to apply again in the spring semester and pay $50 for both applications. So it's really critical that you apply for the semester that you know you're going to graduate in, so you're just paying that $50 fee one time. If you aren't sure if you've met your requirements, or if you're enrolled in the final classes that you need, or even what grades you need in those final courses, we strongly encourage you get in touch with your academic success coordinator. They are experts in your plan, in your courses, and they can absolutely help you make sure that you're on track and doing what you need to do to get to graduation. So definitely reach out to them if you haven't already. It's likely at this point you've already talked to them, enrolled in the final classes that you need. But definitely if you have any concerns, they're a great person and a great team to reach out to. Once you applied, you've taken that first big step. That's great, feels really good. You paid your $50 fee, but that's not the only thing we want to focus on. Of course, there are lots of other things to keep in mind, especially here at the beginning of the semester. First, you should know that once you've applied for graduation, you can't enroll in any more classes through our UHD system. Essentially, the system sees that you've applied for graduation and assumes that you've taken or enrolled in all the final courses that you need, and so it blocks you from enrolling in future classes. So if for whatever reason you do need to take classes in the future, let's say you withdraw from a class in the middle of the semester, you'd want to reach out to your academic success coordinator at that point, because it's likely that your graduation application will need to be denied in order for you to re-enroll in classes. So it's something really important to keep in mind is, once you've applied for graduation, that's it in terms of enrolling in classes. If after you have completed your degree at UHD and you would like to take more courses, either as at the undergraduate level or at the graduate level, you do have to reapply for admissions through our Office of Admissions. We strongly encourage our students to consider graduate programs, especially here at UHD. You're already really familiar with our campus, with our programs, with your professors. So it's a great way to continue your education. So definitely get in touch with our great admissions counselors in our Office of Admissions to learn more about the application deadlines and requirements and everything that you need to do to continue on with your education. An important thing to keep in mind too is that we're going to be communicating really important details with you throughout the whole semester. So it's really critical that you are reading your emails. So, you know, we're sending them both to your Gator mail as well as your primary emails. But we know that you get a lot of emails all the time, but we would really strongly encourage you to at least be reading our emails because we're going to be sharing important information about the commencement ceremony, diplomas, the status of your application. So definitely be checking your email regularly. In the meantime, you can always find up-to-date information about, especially our commencement ceremony, on our main website, which is listed here. So definitely check that out periodically. Great place to get information about sort of the graduation process and next steps. As I mentioned previously, as of right now, we do not have a final date, time, and location for our commencement ceremony. We know y'all are really eager to know this information, and we're really eager to share it with you, but unfortunately, those deadlines, those details, excuse me, have not been finalized yet. Once they are finalized, we absolutely will be sharing that information with you through email, as well as updating our website. Because absolutely we want you to know, when things are, how many people can you invite? Maybe if people coming from out of town that need to plan travel. So as soon as we know, we will absolutely be letting y'all know. If for whatever reason, when you were filling out your application, you decided that you didn't want to attend the commencement ceremony, you likely in your application said, hey, I don't want to come to commencement, and that's totally okay. But if for whatever reason you change your mind, maybe you said you didn't want to come and now you do want to come, there is absolutely still time to make that change in your application. If you decide you do want to attend, definitely send our graduation office an email. Our email is listed here. It's uhdgraduation@uhd.edu. And we would be happy to look into your application and update that information if necessary. So keep that in mind about graduation. We're still waiting on details. Those are going to come soon. And as soon as we know more, we'll share that with you. In fact, later in the semester, we'll have another presentation called our commencement orientation. And this specific presentation is all about learning about the commencement and graduation ceremonies, when to attend, what to wear, all those good things. So definitely keep that in mind. In the future, you'll probably get an invite to that event as well. So definitely go to that one and learn more specifically about the ceremony. In the meantime, now that you've applied for graduation, there are definitely a few things we want you to check out and keep in mind just to make sure that your application is ready to go. So be sure to review your names as well as your mailing address. So your primary name is just for the name that's listed on your account. That is a name that's going to be printed on your walk card, which you receive to help you sort of get organized and walk across the stage at our graduation ceremony, as well as in our program that you would receive, like the booklet at the ceremony. And then you can even go in and add specifically a diploma name. So if you want your diploma to have a name that's different from your primary name, that's totally okay. You can update that in your records. You can add a diploma name. But you definitely want to go check this stuff out now. We always get questions about students wanting to change their name on their walk card or on their diploma. Now is really the time to make those changes. So that's all taken care of. So you're not really stressing about it on the day of graduation. Because unfortunately, if your walk card gets printed, but you wanted to say something different, we really can't make those changes until check-in of graduation day. And you don't want to be worrying about that on graduation day. So, work on changing those names if you need to now, as well as your mailing address, because of course, that's really important for mailing out diplomas later once they've been printed. And you can make all those changes through your My U of H 2.0 portal. So log in and get those changes made. If you aren't sure what's listed or if you have questions, again, send our graduation office an email at uhdgraduation@uhd.edu. In addition to looking at your name and your address, you want to also see if you have any holds on your account. We mentioned this to you because holds can prevent us from printing diplomas at the end of the semester. The biggest hold we run into are like things like the financial delinquency hold. So if you have an unpaid balance on your account, that would result in a hold, and that hold is going to keep us from printing your diploma. And this hold can stay in your account for a long time. In fact, we have students from years and years and years ago that are just now having these holds removed so that they can get their very first copy of their diploma printed. And you don't want that for you, right? So take care of those holds now so we don't have any issues printing your diploma once you've earned your degree at the end of the semester. An important part of your graduation, as well as your diploma specifically, are Latin honors. And so these are university level honors awarded to students based on their academic merit, specifically looking at their GPAs. So in order to qualify for honors, you need to have earned at least 42 hours or more at UHD, right? So those are classes taken through the university. And of those 42 hours, at least 24 of them have to be upper level courses. So that means 3,000 or 4,000 level classes. So we mentioned that to you because based on your degree and the classes you've taken, you may or may not qualify for honors. We know that we have some majors that just need to meet the residency requirement of 30 hours at UHD. But of course, in order to qualify for honors, which we'll talk about here in just a second, what that means, you need to have completed at least 42 credit hours at UHD, with 24 of those hours being upper level class work. Now, if you completed all those hours, you could qualify for honors. And what we'll do is we'll look at two different of your UHD GPAs. We'll look both at your UHD GPA based on those last 42 credit hours, as well as your GPA based on all classes taken at UHD. So that really can sort of help students both that have been here throughout their 4 years and taken all their classes at UHD, or transfer students, right, that took some classes, you know, at maybe their local community college and transferred in, but have completed at least 42 hours at UHD. So we're going to look at those two GPAs, and then based on the highest one, that's how we're going to calculate your honors. So we can see here, these are the GPAs required to qualify for specific honors. So if your GPA is, you know, up between those two, right, between the 42-hour GPA or just your regular UHD GPA, these are the GPAs you need to meet to qualify for university honors, right? So 3.4 to 3.59 is going to be cum laude, 3.6 to 3.79 is going to be magna cum laude, and then 3.8 to 4.0 is going to be summa cum laude, or our highest honors. So this is great, and we have so many students we're so proud of that graduate with honors every semester, and we want to honor those students, right, and make sure that they're recognized. So part of that is that you get a very special set of cords that you wear with your graduation regalia on graduation day to reflect that you've earned honors. And you will pick up these honors cords through your academic advising office. These cords are free and provided to you without, you know, you don't have to pay for them, which is really nice. And so you'll definitely be contacted by your academic advisors later in the semester to let you know that cords are available and that you can come and pick them up. So you would wear, you know, your cords on graduation day. That's great. And then of course, any final honors, right, are also going to be printed on your official transcript as well as on your diploma. You should know that all final honors calculations are not done until all grades have posted, right? So you're technically probably in classes right now still that you haven't earned final grades in yet. So we won't do final honors calculations until all grades have posted at the end of the semester. So that means if you do really well in your final classes, your honors may change. We've definitely had students in the past that qualified for, you know, cum laude honors right now without those final grades being added in, and then they get all A's in their final courses, and that bumps them up to magna cum laude honors. So know that all final honors, right, will take into account that final semester of classes and will be listed on your official transcript as well as on your diploma. Speaking of cords on the graduation day, of course, a really important part of that is getting your cap and gown, your graduation regalia. In order to participate in our graduation ceremony, you do need to wear your cap and gown. It is a requirement. You do need to wear the UHD specific one. And so you actually order this online through our third-party vendor called Herf Jones. And you can find the link to access their website, both on our website, the UHD Registrar's Office website, as well as through the UHD bookstore. You can't purchase your cap and gown right now, but those will be available for purchase here in the next few weeks. I know that through Herf Jones, you have the option of having it shipped directly to you, or you can have it shipped to the bookstore for pickup. You can see here sort of the breakdown of prices. So for bachelor's, which is undergraduate students, your cap, gown, and tassel is $75. For master students, your cap, gown, and hood that you wear is going to be $99. If you like, you can order a first generation stole. So this is a stole that says first generation on it, a great way to honor those students that are, the first member of their families graduating from college. So that's definitely an option for you. And then of course, also through the bookstore, you can order things like diploma frames. So definitely, check out Herf Jones, check out our bookstore for all things graduation regalia and graduation memorabilia. And definitely you're going to need to get your cap and gown before the big day at the end of the semester. We will have an event later on in the semester called Grad Fair, which is a great way to purchase or pick up your cap and gown. So definitely keep checking those emails, right? So that you know when Grad Fair is coming up. And then in the meantime, if you have any more questions about cap and gowns or diplomas or things like that related to both regalia or things like memorabilia, definitely get in touch with our UHD bookstore. I'm sure that they would be more than happy to help answer those questions for you. Another important piece of memorabilia that you can sort of order through the university is your class ring. And so class rings are ordered actually through our alumni office. Sort of they manage that process. They're the ones that help you order that ring. So that's something that you're interested in, right? Having this important piece of memorabilia, this gorgeous piece of jewelry that you can wear and always remember your time at UHD. Definitely get in touch with our alumni office. Coming up next week is our official ring week, including our official ring ceremony. So maybe you've already ordered a ring and you're excited to attend our ring ceremonies next week. And then, of course, the deadline to order a fall 2024 ring is going to be September 5th. So if you're interested, definitely put that order in so that you can be ready and be part of our ring ceremony this semester, and always carry that, gorgeous, important piece of memorabilia with you as you leave UHD and move out into the world. If you're interested in getting more involved with graduation, we encourage you to consider becoming a commencement ambassador. So commencement ambassadors are a special group of students that work with the registrar's office to help us prepare for graduation. It's a huge event. There's a lot of things to do, and we definitely need some help. And so we started this program to allow students to give an extra hand to help us out, get ready for the important day, and even, afterwards getting diplomas and things like that ready. So this is a opportunity for students that have graduated in the summer or are getting ready to graduate in fall. If you're chosen to be a commencement ambassador, you are eligible to receive a free cap and gown, as well as a diploma frame. And then we also waive your graduation fee. So while we aren't able to sort of pay you with a stipend, you are able to get all those incredible free things as a way of us saying thanks for all of the hard work that you help us out with. In addition to sort of all of these great stuff, you also get access to exclusive events. So definitely consider becoming a commencement ambassador. We'll be sending more information out, right? Again, through email. So be checking those emails. We'll be sending more information through email soon. So if you get that email and you're interested, just follow up. Typically the process is you submit a form to show your interest, and then we'll have a short interview process. And then from there, we'll pick our candidates. So we typically pick about 10-ish or so commencement ambassadors every semester. So if this is something you're interested in, definitely let us know. We are excited to have some great ambassadors this year to help us with graduation. So now we've kind of talked about all the really important stuff that you need to know sort of at the beginning of the semester, applying for graduation, updating your information, ordering your regalia. But what does the process look like afterwards, right? After graduation, because it's really important to know that walking across the stage and attending our commencement ceremony doesn't mean that you've technically graduated yet. Your application still needs to be reviewed and approved by our registrar's office, and that takes time. Typically, our final day for grades to be posted and our graduation commencement ceremony are within a few days of each other. And there's just usually not enough time for all of us to review those applications. And so we will review applications usually in the weeks after our commencement ceremony. So again, like while you may walk across the stage, you haven't officially technically graduated until your application has been reviewed and approved. That can take usually 4 to 6 weeks. Once your application has been reviewed and approved, you will receive an email to let you know. So, wait for that email. You'll receive it, usually 4 to 6 weeks after the end of the semester. And then only once your application has been reviewed and approved will it show as that you've officially been awarded on your transcript. So don't order a transcript right after the commencement ceremony. It likely won't say that you've completed your degree yet. You need to wait until you get that final email that says you've been approved to order that transcript. The last thing we want is for you to order a transcript and it not be exactly what you need. So wait until you get that approved email. And if you aren't sure, please feel free to send our office an email, right, at uhdgraduation@uhd.edu. We will be reviewing applications every week, so it's not like we wait till the very last minute to get them all done. So, it may take even less than 4 to 6 weeks, but it can take some time, especially sort of at the end of the fall semester, as we also have like winter break in there, so it can be a little tricky to get everything done. If in the meantime, right, you need official confirmation that you've completed your degree, but your application hasn't been finalized yet, what the university can offer you is what we call a conferral letter. And this is a letter that comes from the registrar's office that says, this student has completed this degree on this date. And basically that can serve for, like, let's say an employer or a graduate program or a certificate as documentation that you've completed your degree while we're waiting for your application to be finalized. So if that is something that you need, again, send our office an email and we'd be more than happy to provide that for you. So once your application has been reviewed and approved, of course, the next step is to get that diploma. So once all of our applications have been finalized, our office will start working on printing diplomas. Diplomas for fall graduates will be available in late January. We will have a 2-week period in which you can come and pick up your diploma on campus. And then any diplomas that aren't picked up at the end of that 2-week period are going to get mailed directly out. So again, important to update that mailing address so that we have the right address on file for you. And then again, also, if you have holds, right, holds can prevent diplomas from getting printed. So take care of those holds now. So at the end of the semester, once you walk across the stage, you've graduated, everything looks good, you're not waiting on, anything for that diploma to get printed and get out to you. And then as we wrap up, just some really important things to know and be aware of. So these are the different links to our different websites. We have like our main commencement website where we'll be updating lots of details about the commencement ceremony, lots of frequently asked questions, which I find really helpful. So definitely check that out and keep checking it throughout the semester. As things sort of get decided and finalized, that's where they're going to be updated. We have some instructions here about how to apply for graduation. So again, if you haven't already applied for graduation before that deadline of September 4th, and you do that online through your MyUHD portal. And then here is our contact information. So if there's ever any questions or concerns about your application or your diploma or the commencement ceremony or anything like that, always feel free to send us an email or give our office a call, and you can find that contact information here. Finally, we just want to say again, congratulations. We're so excited for you. This is such a huge accomplishment, so much to be proud of. We can't wait to celebrate this big day with you. And again, if you haven't already, please be sure to go ahead and apply for graduation. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, concerns, reach out directly to our office, let us know. And we can't wait to see you walk across the stage soon. Thank you so much.